Stephen King has that write what you know advice, which I think is helpful. I think he uses the description on writing where if you're a janitor, just be a janitor on a spaceship. But I think that can be helpful. I think with your controlling idea, like the controlling idea, that's what you want someone to get out of your story, what you want them to learn and take away from in your story. I think it's important and good to have a controlling idea that you know and understand and you're intimate with. For one of my stories, for the second book in the Bright Abyss series, the character is really learning a lot about humility and about giving away power instead of trying to take it. And those are lessons that I've had to learn throughout my life. And so I think because I've struggled with those things myself, I'm able to bring that out in my characters more clearly. And so it's not that I was this hero that's trying to save the world from these evil shadow creatures, but I have had to struggle with the same kind of things that the characters in the story are struggling with to a certain extent. So I think that can be helpful. Like the character in my story is a mechanic, and I'm not a mechanic, but I have struggled with humility and pride and with thinking that I knew more than I did, just like the main characters in my story have struggled with. So I think that can be helpful. If you think about the lessons that you learn through life, how can that apply to the story you're telling and to the characters in your story and what they're learning?
Yeah, I think it's an excellent point that you don't want to neglect the internal world building
Yeah,
for the
right.
external world building. And as exciting as your spaceship is, nobody's really going to care unless the characters that are inhabiting it are interesting. Like it makes
Right.
me think of Alien, where they had quite an elaborate world built there,
Hmm.
but I wouldn't have been interested in that story if I hadn't gotten the sense of what each of the crew members was like and what their goals
Right.
were and what their conflicts were and things like that.